Welcome everybody to Command Combat Computer Reports. Today we have the classic battle of Wellington versus Napoleon, just mano a mano. With me today is Troy.
Hello.
And we're going to take a look here at the British forces, which are already in motion. We have 600 horse artillery, which is moving up there on the hill, followed by the 5-inch howitzer. We got some rifles back here, backed up by some regular foot infantry on one flank. And then over near the center, we've got some rifles skirmishing with some foot behind them, backed up by some Highland foot in reserve. We got Wellington's men here. He's in there somewhere. Somewhere in there, you'll see him.
Wait a minute, those aren't elves.
No, this is not Lord of the Rings. We got over the horse guard guarding the flank. Now we got Napoleon sides who are already firing. Who's firing? Well, let's see, we got some rifles, both gears up here. There you go, 6-pounder horse artillery going against the other 6-pounder horse artillery. We got Fusiliers in the line moving away. Well, it is French. And then the Napoleon himself is on the move. There he is, coming out of the fog. The Emperor, he's like, no, you're going the other way! March the other way! And they're like, oh, ha ha! And then you got the rest of the French infantry behind there, and some old guard over here on this flank. I think some more, old guard back there. Some right guard under the arms. Alright, so those are battles, those are teams. Got the artillery firing at each other from each side. Who do you think has the advantage there, Troy?
Well, I like the aggressiveness of the French, and yes, that will be the last time you ever hear me say that. They are on the move early. The question I have is, right now their movements don't look particularly organized with a clear objective, at least from our perspective at the moment. What I really do like about this map, though, from a gaming standpoint, is the varied terrain. Obviously, we have the town terrain, but then we have, I think, a very nice combination of some rising hills and forested areas. So I think all of that will come into play. And bottom line here, Jeff, is I feel like ultimately the person that makes the best use of the terrain around here is going to win.
Well, it's kind of interesting. I saw this artillery. You can sort of see where the battle's happening by the artillery firing, and I just all of a sudden saw this over here. I saw some of the cannonballs bouncing. It looks like the British have moved some cavalry over here on the flank, but they're not really moving a lot of their infantry. They kind of moved up into these woods. They have this artillery here, but it looks like they're just sort of moving up to hide in the woods and counting on their artillery to do a lot. But as you can see on the ground here, they are not perfectly placed. They're hitting a lot of the ground, although it is ricocheting, so we'll have to see if they can do the ricochet whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not real keen at the moment anyways at the positioning of the British artillery there on the side of that little rise. It just seems like an awkward position that really doesn't afford you great vision or range, and certainly leaves you with obstructions in the form of the buildings.
Yeah, that's right. You can see them hitting the buildings. There is something setting up here on this hill, and let's see what the view is. Well, they're also behind the woods here. Meanwhile, the French artillery is placed to kind of hit anybody trying to come around, and I've lost track of that cavalry that was over here. Oh, they went further back, so to kind of hide from that artillery fire, which was probably a pretty good thing. This is probably going to be an artillery duel until the infantry gets up to each other. And
I'm just wondering, and what I'm curious about is, here the French have right off the bat made some fairly significant maneuvers, and the British seem content, as I think you've already noted, Jeff, seem content with just sitting back, and I'm concerned that may play out to be sitting ducks.
They are actually putting down some spikes, however, to guard against any cavalry. However, I haven't really seen a lot of aggressiveness of the French cavalry, but you can see by placing the spikes, it's pretty evident that the British are going to go into a defensive position here. And the French, like you say, Troy, they are starting to pull up here. In fact, are they getting close to the artillery that was up here? I think there was some artillery up here. Ooh! And the French artillery is starting to come in, and ooh, you can see the rockets as well. You know, if these British, they're hitting. I'd hate to live in that house or that one.
I bet their insurance policy doesn't cover it.
Yeah. Although, you know, if these British just stay where they are, after a while, that's gonna, hit them. Although, I don't know, insurance policies, protect against flood, fire, and rocket. Probably not, huh?
Not unless you go for the active Napoleon claw. Most homeowners don't.
Yeah, you know, remember, get your Napoleon claws, people. It's very important. And it looks like they're charging with their skirmishers, which is a little bit crazy, although maybe they could do something against this artillery. I bet the British are just hoping they'll run into those spikes. Oh, there, the British have actually moved, not moved out of the woods, but they've...
Well, I have to comment on that. You know, the French have, over the years, gained a reputation of maybe not being the best military in the world, but I certainly don't think they would be stupid enough to impale themselves on spikes.
Probably not. However, it is interesting the way that the British, while staying holed up in those woods, are starting to maneuver there to protect themselves. But they might not be fast enough to protect their artillery. I mean, look, they're right up there. The French would do well to attack them, but now, okay, here we go. Here come the... I almost called them the Cornhuskers again. The British charging the French. I like the one guy carrying. Yeah! I kill you! There we go. And now the French have moved in on these woods and they're pressuring them. All sides.
Now why? Okay, again, I'm not sure I understand why the British were so quick to get back into the position. It seems to me they have an opportunity to go right into a group of French coming out from the building and really put them in a swing.
It really seems, yeah, like, well, that what they're doing is sort of a turtle movement, which sometimes they use historically in various different things. You also see their cavalry is doing some of their... Oh, the French are now just giving them their flanks, but it looks like they're trying to take out... Oh, some other British who are coming up this way. And there's Wellington behind. You almost need to ask him, what the heck are you doing, sir? For now, let's see this artillery. I just said it was a grape shot. Oh, they're going to charge.
Well, they needed to do something because they were starting to do some noticeable casualties.
I do like the slow kind of march into it.
But it's really an entertaining that just really happened to the British invasion. So first,
not at all. They sent in their skirmishers, which were nowhere near enough. Now the French are going to go charging into that. Their lines going past that fortification they did there. Oh, not doing a full charge, but they're definitely moving into that fortification, really enveloping them, and the British are not doing a lot to get themselves out of it. In fact, you can see that their morale is beginning to waver, as you can see right here.
Now, if the British were willing to be aggressive, I think they could have done a maneuver there to literally cut off a good contingent of the French and encircle them and take them out rather rapidly.
Yeah, they probably could. In fact, they had some cavalry that's starting to move over here. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. You can see them kind of getting around, but the battle's happening over here, so they're really not doing a lot. They've got some guys moving up here. Wellington, anyway. Oh, he's trying to sort of rally his men, looks like. Oh, and now the French are running in after those cannons. A good move on their part. They probably will silence those now.
Yeah, not enough.
Our men are running for
to really salvage much of anything.
Yeah, you can see they've separated the British line over here now from the British line over here, so the Brits are really separated into that shape. And you see some French cavalry riding through there, and they're probably going to hit these guys right in the flank. Yep, they're going to hit them in the rear. Oh, you see the British have actually hit the French in the rear over here, the British cavalry, but now the French cavalry is hitting this one. So it's their cavalry, each of their cavalries are taking out the enemy's infantry there.
So rather than a cohesive front here, we are evolving into what looks like pockets of skirmishes.
Yeah, it looks like now actually the French have beaten this particular front, the right side. They're actually, or the British, yeah, but just barely. Well, actually, no, that French cavalry is still pretty strong there, and the British, they're wavering a little bit. What's going on over here? Oh, it looks like the British seem to have pulled off their front. Of course, they lost that artillery, but they have regrouped there. Firing at somebody back here.
This may not be an accurate situation, but I'm feeling like my perspective here is that the British
Entire unit
are
is dead,
losing
sir.
the attrition battle.
They are. It's really, it's become a whole thing of each be a tit for tat, and the French, I would presume, is the tits, and they're beating the tats. If that is a term. Who are they? Oh, and they are losing their Highland foot. The British are losing their Highland foot, which is probably their strongest unit. While meanwhile they're also losing in this particular battle as well. Where is Wellington, so we can yell at him? Now they do have some cavalry that managed to slip by here, and I believe they have taken out the artillery, but now they themselves are having to retreat.
Our men are running.
And over
sir.
here, what have we got? The dragoons. We had a King German Light Dragoon. Oh, well, the British have actually managed to survive that and probably took out some of the French. I'm curious what is... Wait. Oh, there was a guy just ran through the... He's being drugged by his horse. Ah, stop! Stop! Buttercup, stop! Ah! Oh, okay, well, actually, Napoleon Bonaparte has moved up to this hill. He's confident enough that he has actually taken his position up here, close to the fight. I think there's some artillery up here, but he does not mind. Well, now he minds. He's moving back. But it looks like the French have really taken the positions, and I don't even see any British in those woods anymore. This battle might be almost over. What's way back there? Oh, it's the Highland foot guys seem to be regrouping there, but not by much. And here's Duke of Wellington hiding in these woods. Looks like he's probably trying to preserve what he can on this hill. He's regrouping up here.
I really like what the French have done here in the course of this battle to this point. By their aggressive maneuvers, they have been able to dictate how events are going to unfold. The British, I think, expected to be able to set the line along their defensive front and maintain it. But the French have done a nice job of totally annihilating that game plan by the British. And as a result, the British seem to have only been able to take wild swings rather than a cohesive and well planned out counterpunch, if that makes sense.
It does, but however, it's kind of interesting here. You notice they've actually destroyed 2 French units that were right there and were sieging them. Looked like they were on the British were doing their last stand on this hill, but they have actually managed to hold their ground, and now, and now they actually have that hill without much competition there. The French are coming back with some cavalry. And the British are forming square over there, and I doubt that's going to go very well for the French coming at them.
You know, going back to one of my early comments in the course of this battle, talking about how I felt whichever side made better use of the terrain would be the victor. Honestly, I don't think either side is doing anything.
That's a good point, because yeah, you have the British now have good terrain in terms of this hill, but they're not really utilizing it so much. Well, they weren't really utilizing it so much as they were just simply defending it. Now you actually see them maneuvering a little bit, and this maneuvering might end up paying off. Although, French just you didn't really see those spikes there, and they just did a charge, hurt themselves, and now they're getting whittled down. Actually, this really looked like it belonged to the French, but now they're starting to get kind of whittled down. Yet you can see them wasting more of their cavalry on those spikes. It's like they don't see those spikes. They're just so well hidden. Apparently the British have developed some technology, stealth spikes technology. Yeah.
Sir,
And again, I have to retract
our
the
general
earlier
is under
statement.
attack.
Apparently the French are dumb enough to impale themselves.
When Wellington himself has now put himself in the fight, he's charged that cavalry. I think the British are pretty well out of cavalry, so he's having to use himself now. And he finished the ones off who had been impaling themselves. They were apparently the suicide squad. He felt they didn't do a good enough job, and now he's doing a slow charge at some infantry. That is not going to go well for Wellington. Yeah, I'd want to be standing there going, no! In that slow motion type of thing. But yeah, it looks like Wellington might get himself killed on these mounted sticks. Oh, now he's going to pull back. All right. So what do we got left here? We got a French unit, we got a British unit. And he is now going against his own spike. Oh, okay, Wellington's getting past the spikes.
Yeah, I think in game logic, the spikes don't affect the
It could be. I think I've seen that happen before. I'm not
Has
sure.
it?
I'm not 100% sir, that's a good point. You might be off to watch for that.
So the French, did I just see some additional rockets coming in?
They apparently still have their rockets, and you can see the Highland Foot here is almost destroyed by them. There are just like only a few of them left, and then you have a regular British infantry firing back and forth with or trading shots with the French infantry.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Jeff. I am not able to identify what the turning point was for the British. It looked like they were going to be routed fairly quickly and fairly soundly. And now, well, I certainly think either side has won. The British have survived.
They really have, and I think it was them turtling on this hill, just basically, or regrouping basically on this hill. They managed to be able to hold, get their breath back while some of these other skirmishes were going on, and the French just continued the aggressiveness which had been working so well, but they just continued it towards that hill and were just at too big of a disadvantage. I think the British just simply did what you said, is to make use of the terrain. And they did that, and it worked for once.
So the one position that could be well and truly defended, they finally made good use of.
Yeah, I think that's what it really was. Before, they were getting themselves broken up by things like this rock formation, as you can see down here. I mean, they had an infantry unit there, and as a result, it wasn't able to go to protect the guns. And you had them, in those woods. They were basically relying on the woods too well. But now I've actually positioned myself, because you can see here that the infantry. Oh, now the British infantry is just going to go and charge into there, and they've been firing at this for a while. I think they think that it's destroyed enough. It is not going to be enough. Because look at that French. Yeah, that barrage. Those British, their morales are below. Yeah. Although they're getting in there, the fight's actually happening. So maybe there will be something happening. No, it looks like Wellington's going to go charge doing something. Oh, he has decided, you know what? Screw this. It's between you and me, Napoleon. It's on. Here we go. It is mano a mano. Wellington versus Napoleon. Where are they anyway? I'm not sure where Wellington is. I'm sure some of you viewers will probably find them both. I can't quite find Napoleon. Napoleon's in gray. And Wellington...
Napoleon's dead center.
Is he? Oh, yeah, right there. Here we go. I'm going to just say that's Wellington up there. I don't know that it is, but let's say it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, you two go at it. It's between you and me, Nappy.
It's a schoolyard battle now, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly. I like how they're just both swinging and neither can hit each other.
It reminds me of Terry Roberts.
Oh!
It's great.
And Wellington, or Terry Roberts, is down.
We have killed their generals.
Oh, and Napoleon is down too. They're down. Both leaders are down.
Yep, that happened to us.
And you can see almost all of them are dead at this point. Oh, and the British have been. Oh, the British. There's a few survivors, but they're all running off the field. So Napoleon's bodyguard has won, and they're going to go charging into this remainder of the British infantry. They're off of their victory of killing Wellington. And they're taking him down, so it looks like they're going to take out that British infantry.
Wellington's not looking so well.
What else is left? You know what? The British only have this artillery left, so it's going to be pretty easy for these Napoleon's men.
Well, as long as the French don't do anything stupid, they've got this battle won.
Yeah.
I mean, down to the last men, but as long as they don't do anything dumb, they should be good.
5 cavalry. Yeah, they're gonna, take out, what is that, 4 guys left in there?
There's only 2 or 4 guys left, so, well, actually, they should probably go around the spikes.
And guys, there's spikes there. Wait,
no.
Oh, there's one more guy. He'll do it. He won't be. He saw the spikes and went, never mind, I'm going home. Wow.
That's a shame.
So, out of all of this is all the dead bodies, and the one guy, there's 3 guys left here? That was it. All right. So there's your 3 survivors left.
And the British win.
And the British win.
God save the Queen.
Well, thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. That was it for our very unusual battle, but we hope you all enjoyed it. Well, hey, you know what? I think the player of the day, the most important player, Stealth Spikes.
Stealth Spikes. Yeah, and it was a underrated technology.
Well, remember everybody, stealth spikes. That's what you want to have in your battle.
And if I was those French horses, I demand new riders.
Happy gaming, everybody.